Call of Duty Zombies. It's great. It's fun. Has a decent history. Maybe not as good nowadays as it was back then, but that's up for you to decide. Well, that's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be looking at the mobile variants of Call of Duty Zombies. Whether that be the Black Ops variants or the World at War variants, stuff like that. We're basically going to be looking at either official Call of Duties or demakes of Call of Duty Mobile, or of Call of Duty Zombies, for instance like the PSP version. But if there's some random Android game out there or iOS game that mimics Call of Duty Zombies but isn't actually Call of Duty Zombies, isn't actually a demake, or isn't actually official, we are not going to talk about that because I just don't want to. I'm not going to be talking about COD Mobile either itself because it's new. It's not like I have anything against that. It's still it's just I don't feel like talking about it. I don't really play too much back in the day. I played some of Zombies on it, but I don't feel like booting it up and going through the whole process just to play a few rounds of Zombies, so I'm going to be staying away from that. And also, it's more recent than these other ones. It's more recent. These other older versions of Zombies are feel much more significant just because they're old. They came out in like early 2010s, late 2000s, and I feel like that's more impressive than releasing what is sort of the same thing, but 2 years ago. So yeah, for that we're going to be staying away from COD Mobile, but let's get to the rest of the video. To start this video off, we have World at War Zombies on iOS. Now you can't actually get this now, but ever since iOS 10 it didn't work, or it stopped working, and it's also only on iOS, but I don't think they ever updated it to where it can work past iOS 10, so yeah, I don't think you can get it now. I don't even know if it's on the App Store anymore. But I had this back in the day, and it was a very well done port of Call of Duty World at War Zombies for iOS. It was around back in like the iPhone 4S days and stuff, and the days like that, but it still is a solid port of the game. I don't have too much else to say about it, but yeah, I played a lot of it back in the day, back when I had my iPhone 5, I believe, yeah, running, of course, iOS before iOS 10, and it was, again, I had a lot of fun getting up to the high rounds, whether I was at home or I was out doing stuff. It was really fun getting to the high rounds, and also it was really cool because if you quit the game, and because it's on phone, so it's like you're probably gonna be quitting the game a lot more than you would, or exiting out of the game a lot more than you would on PC and whatnot, just to do other things because it's your phone. So if that happens, the game would just save, and you could literally shut off your phone completely, shut off the game, and then come back to it later if you wanted. You'd still be on that same round. Unlike actual zombies, or like zombies you'd see on the actual games, because it's on a phone and you're doing more with that than you would with your console, and or your PC, I guess. Well, it varies. But anyways, so it had that cool system, and it actually allowed me to get up to high rounds, and also that's mainly what it did, because if you're turning off your phone like every 5 minutes, you're not gonna be able to get anywhere. So yeah, it was a cool feature, but the game itself was just solid. It was very fun to play. Again, you can't play this now, unfortunately, which really sucks, because again, it just wasn't updated and wasn't, the whole stick. I was never able to get co-op working, unfortunately, but despite that, I still had a lot of fun playing on the other maps, but I could just never get co-op working. I don't know why, I don't know, I don't even remember what the problem was exactly, I just remember I couldn't get it working. But even in solo, it still was a blast. But unfortunately, you just can't play it now. But that leads us to our next game we have here. So for the next game we have is Nazi Zombies on the PSP. This is a very impressive demake of Nazi Zombies for the PSP, and the reason why I'm so impressed with it is because it's running on the Quake engine. That is the go-to for a lot of PSP homebrew like this, and if you're familiar with Quake and know how it works and how old it is, to get something like this running the way it does on the Quake engine, it's amazing. Because with a lot of PSP homebrew for, say, Halo and whatnot, take Halo on the PSP or on the 3DS. I don't know how it is now, but back in the day, it was of course made in the Quake engine, and it would still resemble Quake somewhat. It still had some resemblance to Quake. You could still sort of tell, if you knew Quake, you could sort of tell that this was made with a Quake engine. Don't get me wrong, it was great, it still played nicely, but you could tell it was Quake. This, you can't. They have completely new animations, new movement types, new everything. They did a really good job with this. it's very convincing that's just its own thing. That doesn't have the Quake engine as a backbone. And I mean the Quake engine, not even the Source engine. The Quake engine. And that's very impressive. That is very impressive. So, the actual game itself, I'm playing this on mobile, or on emulated, on PPSSPP on mobile, but the controls still feel tight. They still feel good, and that's on touchscreen. No tactile feedback, and the triggers aren't even the right places. So if you're playing this on actual hardware, you're going to have an even better time than I did, and an even easier experience. But even just emulating this on a screen, it felt really intuitive. It felt like it worked playing this somewhere where it wasn't supposed to be played. So I have to give the devs a lot of credit for that. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, they do only have Nocturne Tone, which is the first map. I don't know if this is still being worked on, but this does have the option for custom maps somewhere in the menu. I don't know how big the community is behind this. I don't know how good they are making maps, but if there's already some decent made maps out there, you could probably just install them and port them over and have an even better time. Already, it still is really fun to play Nocturne Tone like this. It already is really fun. And again, the game just works really well, but the custom maps, if you can get those to work, I highly recommend it because, yeah, this is a solid port of Zombies. Again, it works extremely well, down to the mystery box of all things. The game itself doesn't have World at War sounds. There are mods you can install from the developers themselves to get World at War sounds. I frankly didn't really matter to me that much, but if you want it, it's there. I definitely recommend this one, and if you want to play World at War Zombies on your phone, you can. I just don't know about the other maps. I don't know if they're still working on them, but maybe the community made a few. Maybe the community has, made some decent maps out there, and maybe they're still active. Again, I don't know, but still, it's definitely worth checking out. And I'll have a link to the description where you can download this in the description below. So now this brings us to Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies on the DS. This is probably one of the more wider known versions of the game, and it's probably not all for the right reasons. Now, on the surface, it does look like an ambitious little game that has some things going for it, and albeit it does. It's Call of Duty Zombies on the DS, and that alone is pretty impressive, but there's one major flaw for me that holds us back, and that is the force difficulty. For starters, you can only have one gun, and that's okay. I mean, I think most zombie players could probably work around that at the very least. But that brings us to the next problem. Zombies will kill you in one hit. You will get one-shotted by any zombie. At least, I'm pretty sure you will. There's dogs in the game, but I think I died to a dog once. I don't remember if it was a one-shot or not. Either way, though, the game's difficulty is very forced. And the problem with this is that if you're on a wider map, then the one-hit kill thing won't be a problem. These maps are cramped, and playing this on the DS doesn't really... it's hard to explain. I played 5 or 6 rounds of this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played about 6 rounds of this. 3 on PC, emulated, and then 3 on actual hardware. We can see on the footage right there. Just to get an actual idea for how this plays, and it is not easy on either of them. And just because the maps are so cramped. Now again, it's on the 3DS, or it's on the DS, so you can't really expect it to be too much, but they could have balanced this out by just not making the zombies one-hit kills. They should have made it so the zombies were like the usual. Like, I think it's about 3 kills, or 3 hits until you die on basic zombies, maybe 4, 3. And this works so well because the 3-hit system, it's like, it gives you enough time to react to where you can get out of a bad situation if you're smart, but not enough time to where it's too easy, but then not enough, but it's also not, it's not too much time to where it's too easy, but it's also not too little time to where it's like you might as well die. It works if you can do it right. If you can make the most of the system and do it right, it works really well. And the three-hit system just works the best. But this one-hit kill thing, especially with these cramped maps, just does not work. And I don't know why it's so forced. Do they think the devs think playing this on the DS would make it any easier? Because it doesn't at all. I don't know why they thought this would be a good idea. Yeah. So on the surface, it does look like it has some things going for it, and it does. But the forced difficulty is gonna bring it down for a lot of players who, I guess, come back to this if they do. Black Ops DS in general was a very difficult game because again, enemies in the main campaign could like rip you to shreds in like a matter of like a second, milliseconds. So yeah, it's a very difficult game just because difficulty is so forced. So I could kind of recommend this. I mean, at the very least, I could say give it a try. You might like it, you might not, but I think you'll have better luck with the other ports of Zombies on this video. An ambitious game, but it just held back. It has some things going for it, but just at the end of the day, held back by that forced difficulty, which is very badly done. It's not bad, but it is the worst out of all these compared to all these, and it's worse for the wrong reasons. Not because of limitations or anything like that. It's the worst for all the wrong reasons. Also, this game has some great map descriptions. Overlook, that one is, don't overlook the zombies that are coming to kill you. Jesus Christ. Disclaimer about Black Ops Zombies, I said in the video that's still available because I actually made the commentary before I actually tried the game. I tried to download the game and I tried to boot it up and it doesn't work. There's some issue where it needs to install files from, it needs to install more files to the game and needs to be connected to the internet. So we'll try to, but if you try to do that, there'll be an error. So you can't, there is a fix for this online and I fixed it and I've done the fix and it works. Shout out to this guy, I believe his name is Slam Z, I'm not sure, but huge shout out to this guy, he fixed my issue, and I'll leave a link in the description below. But the game, at least on Android, does not work on its own. You will need an outside fix. I just want to say that really quickly before anyone goes out and downloads this, because you do need an external fix, which really sucks. But at least now the game is playable. But I just want to again disclaim. I just want to say that as a disclaimer, so there's no confusion on that. Second disclaimer, so the game works, but using a screen recorder on it breaks it. The audio doesn't work, and the clip just comes out very corrupted, so unfortunately the footage is not mine. I really want it to be mine, but again, I can't record it, so whatever at this point. And last but not least, we have Black Ops on Android. Black Ops Zombies Mobile, if you will. And again, this is very similar to World at War on iOS, and World at War on iOS. Black Ops though actually came out on Android and iOS, so it came out on both. So it more players can play it now, and also it's still in the App Store. I'm pretty sure. If I'll double check just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it's still in the App Store and Play Store, so you can download it and still have a great time to this day. It's a fun game. It's again very similar. It's a very well done port, considering the fact it's on mobile, of Black Ops Zombies. That has all the tropes, including the voice acting and all the proper guns and everything. And I never could get co-op to work on this either, but I'm sure if you did, you'd have fun with it. But again, even just playing solo is just really fun. I don't have too much else I have to say about this because it mostly is similar to World at War, but yeah, it's just a very well done port of Zombies. And considering now that some of these maps, like in World at War's maps and some of Black Ops' maps do feel a little simplistic now to what we have now, so these being on the phone, it does help it out quite a bit. Also, this game does have Dead Ops Arcade, so you can play that too. I want to say more about this, but I don't really know what to say. It's just a very well done version of Black Ops for mobile, and I have like World at War iOS. I still have a lot of great memories with that, and I have a lot of great memories with this game as well. And I can still make more if I wanted to, because it still exists and it's still on the Play Store. And you can download it right now. If you want to play Black Ops Mobile on the go or Black Ops Zombies on the go, I'd recommend getting that. Albeit though, I don't know if COD Mobile has. I don't know what COD maps COD Mobile Zombies has. It may have. Remember, I'm pretty sure it had Chino Numa as one of the maps, so. But that's a World at War map. I don't know what maps it has because I haven't played too much of it. But if you want to play basic Black Ops Zombies, you can still do that on your phone with this port. So I'd recommend anyone to go out and get it. Also, it's the same system to where I'm pretty sure it's the same system to where if you turn off your phone or turn off the game, you can just come back to it and be right where you left off, which is a very nice system. And it was pretty smart of them to actually do that because, again, you know, phones, it's like use them for a lot of stuff nowadays, and there's a good chance you might turn off the game and not even realize it at first. So yeah, definitely check this one out. I definitely recommend it because it's just basic Black Ops Zombies. Unfortunately though, there still is, I don't think, any hope for the World at War iOS version.
Cursed beast!
So that wraps up this video. Again, I don't know how good COD Mobile Zombies is. If it is really that good, I'll probably let me know in the comments. I might check it out for myself. I might not. I probably won't make a video about it though. But yeah, this video was a little more ambitious for me. I've done videos like this in the past, but this one is a little more creative, I guess. Recording the footage was pretty fun, going back and seeing all the versions of zombies that there were and re-downloading them all, except for, of course, the World at War iOS version. That I had to download footage from online, which is really too bad because I would have loved to boot it up and play it again. But yeah, during that update from iOS 9.10, we lost a lot of decent mobile games, mobile games. Remember that Doom 3, both Doom 2 RPG we lost, and that Doom 3 game that was like on rails and used the gyroscope to aim. That was actually a pretty cool game as well, and I had fun with that, but you unfortunately can't play it now, which is really too bad. We lost a few other games, but yeah, we lost like the older, not old, but we lost the pretty old iOS days when mobile gaming was becoming a bigger thing, and all these devs are making these mobile ports of games like Resident Evil 4 mobile and Dead Space mobile and the aforementioned Call of Duty. But yeah, back to actual Nazi zombies. Again, don't know if COD Mobile has decent zombies or not, but I won't make a video on it. Yeah, Christmas is coming up, and I don't think I'm gonna actually make a video saying Merry Christmas, so I'm just gonna say this now. Merry Christmas. I hope to all my viewers, all my subscribers, you guys have a great holiday and get a lot of good presents and whatnot. I'm going to go to Mexico to go see my dad this Christmas, so yeah. Got a lot going on for me this Christmas, and I hope you do too. I'll see you in the next video, whenever that may be.